Well, let's go ahead and shift gears and let's talk a little bit about wrestling. Before I jump specifically into WWE business, I wanted to ask you about two programs and to see if you watch them. Do you watch Lucha Underground on El Rey Network?
Yes, I do. That is my favorite current show.
Dude, I'm glad to hear you say that. I love that show. It's very simple. I mean, in its presentation, you know exactly what it is. The fact that their television show, just the way they book that thing, the way they film it, it's just the first episode or two I tried to watch is like, not so much. And then there was a marathon of open last season. There was a marathon on last season. Hershey the Wonder Dog is scratching at the door. There was a marathon of Lucha Undergrounds on last season, and I watched four of them back to back. And all of a sudden, man, I was hooked. I was able to immerse myself into their product and just take it for what it is. And I love the mystique, the lighting, the storylines, and they're not trying to be WWE. It's very refreshing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. What do you like so much about it, as a former writer and a wrestling fan in general?
Well, exactly, Steve. Being a creative guy, I'm always looking for something different. What's next? How is the wrestling business going to evolve? What the problem is, Steve, is, that the traditional wrestling, WWE, TNA for that matter. Steve, there's risk with taking chances. And there's the fear of the unknown. Will this fail miserably? Well, I got to be honest with you. If I'm the WWE and I'm looking at the ratings at the Attitude Era and I'm looking at the audience now, I'm kind of saying, what do we really have to lose? If you're afraid to try something different and evolve the product, it's going to be stale. It's going to be vanilla. It's going to be generic. It's going to be the same old, same old. Lucha Underground, they dare to be different. I never worked with Chris DeJoseph. You probably had. But I have him on my show a couple times. I'm always putting the guy over, just the fact that they dare to be different. And, Steve, here's the key thing. I went to a television taping. They treat the show like a television show. It's a television show.
Exactly.
That's how they treat it. That's how they produce. It's a different feel than being in a wrestling locker room. It's completely different. Wrestling now, traditionally, bro, it's become archaic, same old, nothing's changing, and Lucha is a breath of fresh air to me.
Well, I'll tell you, when I watch Lucha Underground, it's kind of like, if I go to, I always just say the Tom Cruise name because of the global impact of it for movies, Mission Impossible. If I'm going to watch a Tom Cruise movie, dude, I know the movie ain't real, and Tom Cruise can't really kill all those people and ride on those motorcycles and do all that stuff. But, dude, that's what I'm buying into. And that's the way Lucha Underground presents itself. And so when you go back and forth between, and I'm not knocking WWE, I'm saying how refreshing, to your point, Lucha Underground is. I just dig the presentation. And they got a lot of great talent over there as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know me, man. I'm character driven. So the little movies that they're shooting.
Dude, how good are those?
Oh, and Steve, here's the thing. Steve, I have no idea why WWE does not do this anymore. Sometimes I really think, Vince McMahon forgot what brought the Attitude Era to the dance. They still do this in Lucha, bro. They don't just march somebody out there for the first time without the vignettes. We tell the story for 4 weeks. This guy's coming, this guy's coming, this guy's coming, this guy's coming. Now he comes, Steve, and you know who he is. That Val Venus is the perfect example to me. I'll never forget the first time he came out. The pop was enormous because, Steve, what we did was we set the stage for him. He was a star before he got there. Bro, look at what the WWE has done over the last year. Here comes Ascension. If I don't watch NXT, who are they? Here comes Neville. If I don't watch NXT, who are there? Owens. The list, Zayn.
Right.
Bro, just because somebody walks down that ramp, they're not going to be over because they have a great wrestling match. How Vince doesn't understand that anymore drives me out of my mind and bonkers. You got to set the table for these people.
You do. I agree with that 100%. And that was actually in the list of WWE questions I want to go over with you. We'll gloss upon that one more time here in a minute.